at that show on the way east side. God, how I wish I'd known it'd be the last time. The last time. God, how I wish I'd known it'd be the last time. Photo in my jacket, buried like a hatchet. Touch it and it's magic, yeah. Now it takes me right back. 87 hatchback, screaming out, windows down. Nothing can kill us. I should have held that kiss. Told you about the ways you changed my life. I'm happy you exist. Even if you sleep in a bed that's not mine. That's not mine. But God, how I wish I'd known it'd be the last time. Photo in my jacket, buried like a hatchet. Touch it and it's magic, yeah. Now it takes me right back. 87 hatchback, screaming out, windows down. Nothing can kill us. Nothing can kill us. I've been awake all night, driving around the city aimlessly, trying to clear my mind. God, how I wish I'd known. Nothing can kill us. Photo in my jacket, buried like a hatchet. Touch it and it's magic, yeah. Now it takes me right back. 87 hatchback, screaming out, windows down. Nothing can kill us.
The disciples stood there looking up. Two men dressed in white appeared next to them. They said, "Why are you standing there looking into the sky? You saw
Yahawahashai.
go up. He'll come back in the same way."
We are in our whites tonight because if the sun hasn't set where you're at, you're still on Ascension Day 2022. I am your co-host, Jason of Awake Souls. We're back on the Awake Souls channel, and I'm joined by my other host, Ronnie Harris. How are you doing, brother?
Great. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to tonight. What a great intro track. Nothing can kill us. It was great. I like that. It got me moving. We got some great new songs for tonight. Lots of new memes, too.
Memes of the week 20. What do you say about that?
Yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff, too. There was just so much content that we just have a bunch of new ones that I haven't used this week. So we're finally going to do like a memes of the week with new memes. So, and there's a new meme roller we got. And it is Ascension Day, right?
Ascension
I guess
Day.
the sun might be setting here now, just about. This is an evening.
Few more
evening
minutes.
podcast.
Few more minutes.
We usually do the podcast now in the morning, but we still do our 3 nighttime ones usually. But yeah, today is Ascension Day. I haven't seen anyone tweet. I haven't seen one article. I haven't seen one. Oh, I did God. What is it? God in a Minute. He did a video where he like sang a parody of a song, a disco type track. It was kind of cool, right? Okay.
Yeah.
But did he say Ascension Day in it? I don't know.
No, I didn't see any content that had anything to do with Ascension Day. I had one email sent to me was somebody that said he sent me a link to something that had Ascension in it. There was a timestamp. It was super Freemasonic. So I don't know. I'm looking at, so today's Ascension Day. This is Sivan 3, and then Sivan 6, which begins Sunday night at sundown and ends Monday night at sundown. That so the daylight portion is during the 666. Remember, if you add 2022, you get 6, right? So we've got that day, and guess what? If you get up early enough before the sun rises, there's a 5 wandering star alignment. So this is super unique, super special. It's going to be taking place during the month of June, but it begins on Monday morning. So that is one of those things that I want to have my alarm set for. I want to be up. I want to have the camera out there, and I want to see this 5 wandering star alignment.
You're going to join me for the morning, huh?
Absolutely.
The morning star. There'll be 2 morning stars, right?
I might be able to be your live reporter on the scene.
On the scene, it will cut to live Jason Laufenberg out
cool.
under the stars with the camera. Here we go. Maybe we could do that live from the beat. We got the lobster, but
I'd be up for that.
I like the star alignments. I like the star patterns that we're going to start rolling through. A bunch of awesome birthdays coming up. Mine, yours, my mom's, my daughter's, a bunch of people from now until like just into September. We've got just. It looks like it's going to be a great summer, depending if the Great Tribulation kicks off. It's going to be a good summer for righteous people, but a bad summer for everybody else.
Yeah, you want to talk about crazy birthdays coming up. So the guy that we see being the highest likely candidate for being the man of perdition, the Antichrist, is Trump. We've talked about how the 6th king becomes the 8th king after the 7th's there for a short while. So Trump can fulfill that prophecy. If it's not Trump, then we have to go through a number of more USA presidents in order to do that scenario set up again. So Trump looks like a great one for it. His published birthday is June 14th. And guess who else has that same birthday? My mom in the same year. So it does look like my mom shares the same birthday with the Antichrist, and I find that unique. I sort of wish I was talking to her right now just to see what her take on that is. That's
too bad she doesn't tune in. She used to, right? I remember she used to tune in. Shout out to Jay's mom if she's tuning in. Big ups to you. So she's got the same B-Day as the Donald, right? What else is interesting? I like how you pointed out the star alignments. So that's Monday morning, right?
That
we're shooting for
Monday morning. Is
we'll be up. We'll be live
up before sunrise. They're saying like 5:30 a.m. is. So what you're looking for is the addition to the 4 stars that are up in the morning, wandering stars. Like the significant ones. Is now Mercury is going to be added to the mix, and the first day that it's supposed to be added to that mix is Monday. So that begins that alignment, and that should last for a little while in June.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So it'll be, I guess you'll see less and less of it as the sun rises earlier and earlier as we move into the summer solstice, which is coming up too. We're watching all the stuff that's happening in the sky, all the alignments. We're super excited. The whole meteor thing the meteor storm, it turned out to be a little bit of a dud. But we got some more meteor showers coming up too in the month of August. I believe in September and October, I think there's a bunch of different meteor showers. And hey, I'm going to try to crank up. Let's get the Aurora Borealis going, right? I hear all these guys always talking about the Great Reset, where they're talking about the, what is it called? The Big Freeze or whatever, the pole magnetic reversal, all this type of talk. I would like to see some crazy astronomical light shows. We haven't seen enough of those lately. I'm really trying to pull to get some of those northern lights just bright, blasting throughout the realm. What else is there? There's got to be more to talk about.
I don't know. Just I'm paying attention close enough that I actually did make sure the fuel cans are full, and we've got a generator ready, so that one of the things that I hear the New World Order constantly talking about is that they want to kick this off with like an EMP. So there's a number of things. They've got the Satan 2 that they're advertising, that they're going to send 4 of these Satan 2s over the United States. We've heard a lot of talk about the EMP and taking down of the power grid, that kind of stuff. So I hear them barking about the 3 days of darkness like crazy. So that is really my expectation at the beginning of the Great Tribulation, that there's going to be events that are going to turn the lights off, at least for a little while. So one of the things that I want to continue to do is, we're not preppers in the sense that we're not saying you need guns and ammo and that kind of stuff, but you do need an adequate amount of just basics and be prepared. So that means have candles and lighters and stuff like that in case the power does go out for you for a while.
And non-perishable foods, pickled foods, vegetables like that is super important to have. And you also have to have faith, right? So we know that we're not worried about anything. We're not even afraid to die. Like, why would we be? The one that we follow died and came back again and then rose up into the sky 2,000 years ago tonight, right? Today. So what are we afraid of? Absolutely nothing. It's been another challenging week. I guess we're all learning again, making mistakes, correcting things, trying to, do as much as we can. We even got a meme about, Kim Jong-un and a possible false flag. We've got tons of stuff that we want to share with you guys, as well as there's a new meme roller. We constantly like to try to put out as much new video content. We try to give people something different to look at. That's tonight. We want to spice it up, give you guys another new take. We're going to have a little bit more Christian content tonight, not like all these people like turn it off. No, you're going to see it's throughout everything. The truth is the truth is the truth, whether you want to call it Christian or New Age or Christ Age or any of these different other human interpretations. The truth is the truth is the truth. We're all going to try to be humble here. I want to be humbled. That's what I'm here for.
There's no way to stigmatize the truth as somehow being bad.
Right? No, it's good. It's good. It may hurt. It may hurt.
So
right?
if a New Ager grabs the truth and says it, and then you're like, oh, this came from a New Ager. I mean, just the fact that it came from somebody doesn't make it wrong, right? So we try to find the good. We're trying to find the good in everything. We can find good content from Jeranism. We can find good content from Alex Jones. So we just take the bits of truth that these people share and stand with those, and then throw down all the stuff that is nonsense.
Yeah, sift through all the disinformation for what's true and just get rid of the rest through deductive reasoning and pattern analysis. That's what we do. That's what we do here. But yeah, we've got just a wide variety of content and topics that we want to do. This is what we love to do. Like I said, I want to be humble. I want you to be humble too, Jason. As you know, lately, I've been introspecting everything, that every word, that every character that anyone types. I've been looking at it. I've been taking my magnifying glass out. I put a really strong filter upon myself, and I want everyone else out there to constantly retrospect into your own self. You should constantly be thinking about the thoughts that you're thinking about. What are your actions? How are you treating yourself? How are you taking care of who you are? These are things that we're going to constantly be going over. Finally, the summer's here for the northern part of the map. We're going to be talking about grounding and getting outside and fresh air and water, how amazing water is. Go figure, right? There's so much, bro. What else is on your mind before we go to the meme roller?
Yeah, talking about summer hitting. Monday, it's supposed to be 104 here. So we're going into the extremes. So we can see with this weather cycle that's taking place right now, I don't remember tropical storms and hurricanes and stuff being a thing like this early. There's a whole bunch of things going on in the world right now that just really fit the signs that Christ prophesied to be looking for during the time of his return, right? The end times, the great tribulation. And I can't tell you, people, exactly when it's going to be, but I mean, Pentecost coming around on Monday. It's been 2,000 years since the Holy Spirit was poured out. So it looks like the church age could have been given that specific period of time, and so that age could be over. And what does that mean is next? Well, it's the great tribulation and then Christ's millennial reign. So while Klaus Schwab or whatever wants his great reset, it's Christ's millennial reign during that time period. So all those people are going to be burning in the lake of hell, like a
lake of Gehenna.
Like a Gehenna.
Come on now,
like a fire.
We'll see. Nah, that's at the end of the 1,000 years. So there are places where certain individuals are going to be still locked up until the end, and they'll be released again for a final test. But we don't have to worry about anything. There's going to be only righteous people left, right? Without any lies. We're going to move into a time period of creation where lies won't exist anymore. They're gone. So we've got so much to celebrate.
No cheaters, no stealers, none of that stuff. Nobody's going to want to harm you. It's
No, nothing is going to happen to you, physically harm, nothing like that. We're going to have 1,000 years of peace. We're going to garden. We're going to do all the stuff that we love to do, entertain, create, content, everything, but without the liars and the cheaters, and no more usury and no more debt system and none of this one world order government thing. None of it. There will be administrations and ranks upon ranks and people that are taking care of things, but it's going to be all righteous. Right. So we got nothing but happiness and thanks to celebrate. 2,000 years, I'll tell you, the biggest difference that I can see is that we now have a larger vernacular. We have a better vocabulary for us to express things. The way that the truth has come back now and that it's able to be expressed is on a whole new level. We've got at the tips of our fingers, we've got the entire canon, 365 and some odd. And never in history have we had this chance to do this. Have we been able to create content and come on here and, do live streams and create these huge archives of truths in, let's say a meme. A meme is a snapshot of one picture. It can have 1,000 meaning, an infinite amount of meanings in the one picture. And then it'll have words and captions. And we've just been collecting all this stuff. And, I'm just thankful again. I'm super humbled to be here, to be with you, brother. I know we've had this up and down path, and here we are. And one of these days, the supernatural it's going to be turned back on again. There's going to be no denying it. So everybody else, once the supernatural gets turned on, everybody else loses the chance to choose the truth freely. Right? There's a reason why you don't see Yahawahashai Spirit, the Father, the Creator, the all living life. His name is existence. The reason why you're not seeing him and communicating with him, because it would make it unfair. So the whole reason that we're here is to learn within his presence. You would just instantaneously there'd be no lying at all. Everything just burns around him. So we're in this place where we have this fair choice to choose what we want to do in our future. And we have all these different options. And at some point, because the lack of, there's a certain amount of number. I think that the reason the simulation was created was to create this righteous group of characters. We had to go through this test. And when that number is reached, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. That'll be it for this whole entire realm. And it's going to get reset. We're going to go through a 7-year period of tribulation. The Shemitah is starting, the Queen's Jubilee nonsense. We're approaching just tons of different topics to be looking at, sharing. We don't know exactly what's going to take place, but if the supernatural gets turned on, like I said, it's go time for the New World Order. Everybody that thinks they're a king, thinks they're a leader, thinks they're doing anything, dealing with people under you like a shepherd of people, your time is going to be up as soon as that supernatural powers.
It's be gone time, right? It's not go time. It's be gone.
Until that time, I will continue. If you smack me in the face, I'll turn my other cheek. If you attack someone that I love, though, I'm definitely going to stop you. But moving on past that, we are at a time period where this righteousness, the sweet, how great are you if you just love everyone that loves you? Right? Everybody can do that. We're at a period of time where love everyone, your enemy, everyone. That doesn't mean you bring them into your house and feed them and, wash their feet. But how great would you be if you could do that to your enemy? Right? Come before me and tell me that that's not something that would be great. So we're at this period of time where it's going to get flipped. Okay. All this stuff that they're doing, what's, everything that they've been leading up to, the mark of the, what, the whole ESG governance systems that they want to put in with the social, if you say something wrong, your car won't start. You're not going to be able to get water out of the fridge. They're going to lock you in your room. Right? Oh, the door's not going to open. You said something on Facebook. They even have a show on Prime. We watched it, Jason. The guy got put into the simulation jail. He was in this cell, like he wasn't able to access anything.
He had no credits left.
It was like, his girl comes and sees him, who he went in there to be with, and she it was just horrible. I was like, this is a nightmare. I can't even believe they're showing this to the realm. So we could see a big flip. That's the main thing that I wanted to point out. I'm looking for supernatural to be turned back on. You think all the Marvel comic book movies and all this stuff, it's absolutely been leading the way, paving the way for this moment in time. Because once it happens, there's going to be no going back. They're very well, we've gone over this. There could be all of a sudden a resurrection. The earth might let forth, give it back. It's dead. Just spit it out. People are going to be running around, like maybe even just the people that died in the last 2,000 years, just like it happened 2,000 years ago. This from today until Monday, this is when it took place. He left, Christ floated up into the sky, all you New Age people, Buddha, Gandhi, they didn't float up into the sky. Just one character did that. Well, actually three, but one just floated up. The other ones had chariots that came and picked them up with wheels and fires. And Yahawahashai just went, he matrixed out, like the guy in the Matrix. He just flew out of here. Okay, everybody watched it. So what we're expecting, and after that took place, the rising of the dead happened at Passover. Right, when he died on the cross, boom, there was all these patriarchs running around Israel. So, but it's a symbology or a
slow down for a second. Make sure people understand what it is that you're talking about right now.
I might be too hyped up on coffee tonight. I'm drinking my sparkling water, which I always have, but I've added lemon to it because it's healthy. It makes, because we're acidic. But yeah, I can slow that down.
Explain. So we're talking about resurrection, a mass resurrection. Mm-hmm. Right, so I know that Christians understand that there's a resurrection. People know that both the wicked and the righteous are resurrected. I think most people have that timeline set like at the end of the Great Tribulation. But if you look really closely at the scriptures, it's at the beginning of the Great Tribulation. So that's a shocker. It's a hard one to swallow. Most people are going to balk at that one, but you have to read the scriptures very closely. Well, and we've done a couple streams on it that it really does show that the resurrection is right at the beginning of the Great Tribulation. So some are resurrected to immortal bodies, and some are resurrected to destruction. So
immortal body, but they go off to a different place.
Yeah.
Right? Depending on your works, what you did. Right? But yeah, what you were explaining. So it could happen in a multiple different ways, right? We don't know exactly, but if we're going to see an army show up, right, of 144,000 righteous characters that are going to fight for the truth, because Jason and I we look all around the internet. Rarely do I have someone where I can comment on and like, boom, this was good. I want to support people more, but it's hard to find people in the way that they've got it now. All the people that are true, that speak truth like us, you can't find us. We're not in the algorithms. They already said we're putting authoritative content at the top, and the people that we don't like, you could still access them, what Joski said, or however you want to say her name. You can still access them, but you literally need to get the link from them, right? We don't show up anywhere else. But that's besides the point. We absolutely like it like this because then it's a filter process. The people that find us, you worked for it, obviously, right? Or you're a gang stalker and vice versa. But I'm just ranting. So what we're trying to say is there was the resurrection, right? Then there was the 40 days of teaching where Christ, he kept talking and teaching until then they didn't get it. And then he taught them again. And then you can check all the books, and you've got the book of Thomas that literally says the living Christ, the risen Christ, met with us and taught us for 40 days, teaching us these things. And they're higher esoteric type truth teachings that Christians now call satanic, because that's the way that the Vatican has spun what the actual truth was that Christ came here to teach. So then the Holy Spirit was poured out, right? And there was 120 disciples, right? 12 apostles, 120 disciples. And they all were starting to speak in different languages and speaking the good news of the gospel, which is we're never going to die. That's the good news. Right? If you believe in Christ, even if you die, you'll live. And if you live, you're never going to die, he said. It was a total change. He then took the keys to hell, to life and death. So that's what we're talking about. We're still saying the same thing. It's been 2,000 years. The story hasn't changed, just like the intro video. Don't worry.
Death gets swallowed up in victory.
Yes, right? There's nothing to fear. But the New World Order is going to get what they deserve. So is everyone else. Everyone that's censored, everyone that fought against the truth, everyone that oppressed people. We all have to, bear witness to what we've done. Now, the gooderest part, the best part of this is that if you repent, if you feel bad for what you've done, if you've been a bad person like me and Jason, we're both sinners. Like I am not.
Nobody's not a sinner.
Right. But you could be forgiven for that. And if you ask the Creator, Yahawah, which means existence, he guides you. He wants to help you. Like, what father is going to give his son a stone when he says, Dad, I'm hungry, may I have some bread? He's not going to hand him here, eat this, or a snake when he asks for a fish. It's not what's going to happen. But it's up to you guys on the other side of the screen. You got to talk to the Creator. You got to ask him. And, that's the other thing, too, that a lot of people don't understand. He's not up in the sky. He's not in the bottom of the sea. He's inside your heart. He's a spirit. He created things. Our spirit is what's real. The avatar body is not. It's not real. It's an illusion. They changed. When Christ came back after he rose, they didn't even recognize him. Only when he said, Mary, Mary, and she said, Rabboni, she recognized his voice. He looked different. He had a different body.
She thought he was a gardener.
Gardener. She thought he was the gardener. He was probably gardening.
Yes.
She saw him in the garden. Right? He was picking up a flower or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I want people to understand is the Holy Spirit was poured out over this time. So that is a change. So we don't see 144,000 people that are fighting for truth, that are speaking the good news that we're going to live forever and then we're headed to this new age of a righteous kingdom. We just see a bunch of Christians talking about getting saved or raptured out of here. We don't hear anybody actually reading the scriptures back to Enoch, where Enoch talks about the righteous is going to see the flip, the turn at the coming of the Son of Man. And we don't see anybody talking about any of it. Nobody brought anything up today. I didn't see anything. My screen is flashing now. They don't like what I'm saying. I guess I'm going to stop now. I'm done, bro. Now they're just going to start messing with us.
All right. Well, maybe we should get into memes of the week.
Let's go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, nice to see you, Adam. ROTR, what is up? That's been a long time. It's good to see you again, bro. That's been a long time. Esteban, Jerry, Seth, thank you guys for tuning in. Huge shout out, big prayers for Yahawah's daughter. She's not feeling well. She's in bed resting tonight. She's going to get a rest. She's going to feel better. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure you pray for her. And yeah, and just in my defense tonight, if the computer glitches out, anybody that tuned into the Rise and Grind all week, the only mistakes were my own fault. It didn't glitch out. So you guys can see how they screw with us. I'm way too fired up. Let's light them up if you got them.
All right, here we go.
And now the wait is over. It's time for Memes of the Week. Sponsored by Aluminum Foil.
Community members and the
And there's clear things that they did. If those were done early around the outbreak, then you could prevent it from spreading.
It is for the weekends we got together, we got a group of us together, and we made a soccer team, which was a little later, where we played soccer.
It's amazing that there would be a soccer team, that there'd be enough energy left to do something like that.
Well, I don't think we were quite as energetic as we were with the other regular team, but we did something to, it kept our mind off of the problems we had.
You mentioned to me the other day that Monowitz was like a college library.
Well, that was...
In what way?
Especially the Germans started losing the war, 1943-44. So 1944, we had soccer games in Grossrosen. Soccer teams, we were organized very well. Soccer teams, each nationality organized a soccer team. And we organized our equipment, everything, and play soccer on the assembly line, on the assembly place. So, in Grossrosen. So, that much freer was. And then, but it was 1944. The Russians already pushed away, Americans already invaded from the other side, so they had to give more freedom. But there was much more freedom, and food didn't improve very much because simple reason, they didn't have it very much themselves. So.
Did the civilians try to help you at all? Did they trade goods for things?
It's as I say, that we have almost everything what we wanted for the soccer teams, from the civilians, from outside civilians. But that was strictly on the cover. The SS didn't know that. They knew it, but they didn't do much about it because they knew the war was almost over. So they didn't. They even played soccer with us. That just to make the story funny, that the whole incident funny. That one time the Polish team play against German teams, and one of the top enlisted SS men decided he wants to play for the Polish team. So we say, okay, you can play for us. And then the commandant, SS commandant, he was like a captain. He decided to want to play for the German team. So he went in the field. I think they were a little bit tipsy.
How did you feel about that?
And the funny part of it, we said, just let them play. They play almost by themselves. We just run around them. But that was one of this incident which stuck so funny in it.
Visions of ecstasy, sapphire eyes are calling me. Take my soul to keep. Used to meet you in my dreams. Demons fought the night to see my angels cry to sleep. But when I close my eyes, I know I'll be alright. Even if the stars collide, it's you. It's you, only you. Baby, it's you, only you. Sunset kissed the day goodbye. Fell in love in summertime. Midnight lullaby. Lost with self, I lost control. Emotion overdose. I found my soul in you. When I close my eyes, I know I'll be alright. Even if the stars collide, it's you. It's you, only you. Baby, it's you, only the light that takes it all away. The light that's coming back for me like clarity. Only you.
Now that was a fresh meme roller. Absolutely awesome.
I enjoyed it too, bro. That was fun. I'm glad I was able to get that back. I don't have the ability to screen share.
You should.
Okay, now I do. That is great to see. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. We can't talk too much about the intro part. But suffice it to say, wow, we got way more too. That's just one tiny clip. We're trying to just slowly get things out. So let me know when I'm good to go.
Oh, it changed size. Let me.
Okay, you can fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll put it back onto the full screen snapshot.
No. Oh yeah.
I'm prepared. Always prepared now. We learn from our mistakes, right? That's what we do. If we don't, then we need to really look deeper into ourselves and understand why do we keep making the same mistakes. Like I keep making the same mistakes too, but I'm constantly trying to get better at them.
Yeah,
so when you go to the thumbnail,
it should be good again. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know. So we're going to start with this really cute picture of this bear. This bear is super cute. Check this out. Am I live?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Look at this bear. What's he doing?
Come on.
Yeah, man. Oh, he's up. Look at this guy. He's trying to be all tough. Shaking his ass. Look at him go.
I like that. He's got some serious wiggle going on that jump.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. I try to give people a little bit of a smile too. We're not just here to just smash you with the truth. Never forget those left behind. If that's Veta, I think. Yeah, no, we just started. I don't know you made it. Don't worry. Just missed the intro part. That bear is insane, right? Let's go on to the next one. It's cute. Go. This first one again, the King, Christ, Yahawahashai. Today he was Ascension Day, right? Who knew that through his death, salvation of life was born, right? Not too many people knew that. Did you know that, Jason?
Yeah, well, the scriptures do say that we're all sinners, but we can be justified or redeemed through faith in the Father's. The Father sent his Son, Christ, Yahawahashai, to this world, that through him, everybody that believes upon his death and resurrection, that they would be saved. So it also does say in the scriptures that you need to know his name. You really do. The scriptures say
it helps. It definitely helps. But he's had names and titles. Let's get to the brass tacks of what really took place. Adam was the man who fell. He ate from the tree of good and knowledge and evil, good and evil. And then Yahawahashai was nailed to the tree, right? And he became the first fruit of it, therefore conquering death. And that was his ministry. And today he actually rose up, flew into the sky, right? So let's continue on. This one says grounding. No, barefooting. Going barefoot is the gentlest way of walking and can symbolize a way of living, being authentic, vulnerable, and sensitive to our surroundings. It's the feeling of enjoying warm sand beneath our toes, or carefully making our way over the sharp rocks in the darkness. It's a way of living that has the lightest impact, removing the barrier between us and nature. This one's super important to me. I absolutely love to be barefoot. I think it's super natural. I think even my dad too, he has problems with his arches because he doesn't wear shoes enough. And I'm the same way. We've always been like this. You like it too, AJ? Like you're a sandals guy at most.
Well,
right?
During the time that I lived on the river, I had the St. Augustine grass, and I watered it like crazy and mowed it like crazy. And so my yard got super lush, so I could go barefoot. So I spent most of my time barefoot because I had this I enjoyed walking through the grass. I enjoyed that experience. And through that, I had some gravel paths that I had to get across to get here and there. And my feet did toughen up for being able to do that. Now where we live, it's just rock everywhere. So there's nothing lush to walk through, and so I don't walk around barefoot like I used to. But if you're in a lush place, if you're near a river or a creek or anything like that, get your shoes off. Get them off. I had.
Yes.
Do you remember the 5-toes shoes?
Yeah, those are funny. Yeah.
I had the 5-toe shoes, so even if I was going hiking on a path and stuff, that
you still had the grip with your toes, right?
Yeah, but it gave you a little protection for the feet. But yeah, it was still very natural.
Brother, I gotta say though, you do have the saving grace that you had fruit trees planted, right? Although they should have been dunged and turned and properly tree welled, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But we've learned a new way now. So the grass actually is not not good to do it like that. You can do it way better with wild flowers, stuff that promotes life, and bees. But anyways, you don't want the certain kind of bees, though. We got to do away with those. We got to get their poison, their sting, whatever, out of them.
Wasps. They're
You know, the
a
next
whole
one.
different thing.
Bridge to 2023. Let's go. Who's going first? Who's coming with me? Come on, take my hand. We'll get by this big old guy, right? We'll just jump over him.
I doubt you would even walk that bridge without the alligator on it, right?
Nah, I probably would.
You would?
It's not too big of a river. Yeah, man, I grew up in Ontario with tons of rivers, bro. I used to walk through these, play, swim, glide down different areas. But yeah, with this big old guy right here, I'm not gonna cross it. Like, he's holding on to this one. He's like, "Come on, mother, let's do this." He's like, "I'm ready." This one's super beautiful. This one says, "Love is just a word until someone comes along and gives it a meaning." So I want to encourage or inspire you guys out there to give love meaning to the people that you connect with in your life. You know, love is just a word. Someone can say this, love that, love. Ooh. Actually give it a meaning. That means you have to do actions. So I want to inspire love super badly. Really badly, I want to inspire people to love one another. Like, even if it means you have to like swallow pride, you know, learn to love. That's my main thing with this one. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, it really takes a partner to have love. You can have self-love, but you're not really
Love
going
anybody.
Well, that anybody, yeah, of course. That requires a partner. It requires a second person. So if you were just by yourself, you could love yourself, but you wouldn't really know what you were doing. You would just, if there was nobody else. But now, as soon as you have another person, you get to experience love, where it becomes a sharing relationship. So love involves a giving. There's and there has to be a receiver. So a give and take relationship, and that's where the reward is. We really need relationships with other people to experience love. Yeah,
right. To learn lessons and have relationships. Next one says order out of chaos. Right? How do they say it in Latin, Jason?
Something out of chow.
Or isn't it? I do not know the saying. I don't like the Latin.
I don't know. It's on the.
Neither of us want to speak it. Let me just get into the meaning.
It's on money, right?
Yeah. You can see it on the bill. Anyways, let's get into the meme then. It says, "Don't be deceived. The United States power establishment has an extensive history of using lies, false flags, and propaganda against its hundreds of millions of citizens into supporting the New World Order agendas based on false narratives." Right? All these, quote, rumors of war, end quote, between North Korea and the U.S. is only setting the stage for what? A mega false flag to bring the order out of chaos. It is extremely possible that the elite will use the U.S. government and the media to provoke Kim Jong-un into the attack and allow it to happen. That's one narrative I don't agree with. The other option would be for the elites to conduct their own attack against the U.S. like they did on 9/11 and blame it on North Korea. That one sounds a little bit more plausible. What say you, brother?
Well, it's going to be a media production, theater of war. So something that they've already pre-planned the whole event, and they've got effects, and they've got the CGI, and that's what they're going to release. It's going to be rumors of war. Now, at some point, I do think that they do plan on FFing the people, and that would be with big bombs, and that they would actually be civilian casualties from something like this. Now, that type of stuff that's going to be blamed for that are nukes and meteors and stuff like that. So, how they spin it, how it comes across in the media, we have to see what narrative that they go with. But I really do think that all the things are going to be super orchestrated, because they don't have missiles. They don't have these submarines hanging out in the bottom of the ocean. They don't open hatches on the submarines and missiles come flying out underwater and then come up above the air and then fly off. They don't have satellites with laser beams. They're going to start shooting stuff. So it's going to be things that blow up, and then they're going to have a false narrative for it.
Yeah, I completely agree. They do have certain things that they can use to unleash on the population. So we're watching carefully, but I thought this was, sort of running a long line with what we actually are seeing is that 5-1 number, right? We've seen a bunch of that going on.
Yeah,
5115.
I've seen a lot of that.
Right? So there's a bunch of things that we're watching for. This next one says doctors will be like, I'm not sure what's wrong with you, but I'm going to give you some poison anyways. I just peeked out. That's a good meme.
He looks down at his tablet. Before they had a little notebook that they had to scroll through, but basically somebody rattles off some symptoms and, all right, we've got some cobra venom for you, all right?
Here, take this, right? That's a good one. I thought that was funny. It made it. It says, don't be handcuffed by bad habits. When you hold the key to unlock the greatness inside of you, don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Trust your infinite potential. Be patient. The sky is not the limit. No, your mind is. And we promote being limitless here, right? So if you've got bad habits, I do too. I'm working on them every day. Through creating good habits, you can clean up your life. It's simple. And, and once you start doing that, you're going to inspire everyone around you to do it too. It's a great thing. It's like a smile. When you smile around somebody, all of a sudden the other person is going to smile too. And you can feel it. You can see it. So continue to try to work on good habits and your dreams, right? We're not here to serve the New World Order. Okay. We're here to follow our heart. This is what we're here for, right? Limitless love and potential. And that's what I see. Be patient and have no limits. Have boundaries, but again, create good, healthy habits. Jason, what do you think of this one?
I really like the don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. So the way to do that is to get rid of the fears. So you have to mentally take these fears on and alleviate them, overcome them. Every fear can be overcome because if you search every fear out, they're all eventually rooted in the fear of death. So you can shortcut the entire thing by just focusing on overcoming the fear of death. Now, we've taught people many ways to do this. One is to understand that you're in a stereographic virtual reality and that you're not this body. So this body can be destroyed, but your spirit still exists. And you can be put in a new body. So Christ, right now, what we are paying attention to is Ascension Day. That happened after he was resurrected. So he died. He was resurrected. There's all these testaments. This is historical history where non-Hebrews even wrote about this. It was a very well-known event that he was seen again. Then he departed 40 days later, and that's where we're at right now. So that was just a few days before Pentecost when the Holy Spirit was poured out. That's the type of stuff that you can do once you get rid of your fears. You can't be pushed around by things that you don't believe in, that you're not afraid of anymore.
True. All well said. I agree with you on all those points, right? So that's what we believe in. Start today, this one says. You're going to want to listen to this one, Jason. It says, no matter how hard you fell off your program yesterday, no matter how discouraged you are to get up and keep going, no matter how much you are scared to start something new, no matter how much you do not think you're capable of achieving what it is you want to achieve, start now. It says there is an old super wise quote that says, quote, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now, end quote. This could not be more true. This is the sign you've been waiting for and what you've been looking for. Now go and make your future proud. This is your time. Plant the tree. Come on. You could have done it 20 years ago. You step out of your shell. Come on, people. Be alive with me. See in color. Up your spiritual resolution. That's what we're talking about. Ascending with Christ to a whole new level of plane where you can see things, you can feel things, you can talk to the trees and the animals and the rocks and the water. This is about peace and beautifulness. We're headed to a place that you guys, I don't even know if I could use human words to describe the colors and the feelings that we're going to be able to enjoy. We've been limited. We're going to a limitless place. Jason, what do you think of this meme?
Well, it's a almost direct quote from one that I heard from the spiritual teacher that I was following in the New Agey days. And it's one of those truths that even if the New Age uses it, it doesn't matter because it's true. This is just pure rationale. Now, his version was 30 years ago. So which one's better, 30 years ago or 20 years ago? I'm going to have to go with the doc on this one. 30 years ago would have been better. But yeah, so you always wish that you had done something a long time ago when you're experiencing something that you don't like, you don't want that result, that kind of stuff. So if you didn't do it in the past, the soonest moment that you have to take care of that and do something new and different is now. So it's a great thing. I use that motto all the time. You've probably heard it from me at least 50 times since we've been friends, right?
Yeah, many times. I like it. That's why I told you might want to pay attention to this one, brother. I've got a meme just for you. It was purposely put here so that I could bring up. Jason is the one who taught me this, and it's a moot point. Okay? Don't make me debate you live right now. Okay? It's a moot point. 20 years or 30 years or a million years, it's still a moot point. It's beyond our capability. It's in the past. It does not exist. The answer is now. Plant the tree right now. But I thought it was funny how you defended the doc. The doc is an amazing guy. I really enjoyed learning his teachings.
He's gone.
And he's not gone.
Yeah, we'll see how he shows up again.
Yeah, maybe he'll get resurrected. You come back. Thank you, Jason and Roddy. I enjoyed it, and I liked how you fast tracked me. Right? Going through his content, you showed me the this and the that and the direction that you went through extensively studying this teacher of yours. And he's great, and that's why he was saying this quote. There's so many memes where you see the quotes from the doc. Who's that other guy? Wayne Dwyer. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of other people that just had beautiful language that came out of these people. They were all connected to that Rupert Sheldrake, that whole Tavistock type. What was the retro? What was that music that they came up with? The psychedelic thing that they were all doing. They were all in this
binaural beats and all that.
Binaural beats, yeah. They were doing all this stuff, and these guys came out with a lot of great stuff. And I do think that some of the Vatican teachings that they took were from Christ. They took them out of the books and they put them back out. These guys I don't know if it was a genius way to do it, but it's genius. It doesn't matter how you disguise the truth. It's the truth. So I'm not going to I'm on a super long rant. Let's keep going here. It says, happiness is a choice, not a result. Nothing will make you happy until you choose to become happy. There couldn't be anything more true. I choose every single day to be happy. I do. Sometimes it's really hard. And I wrestle with, wanting people around me to be happy too. Sometimes I just have to go, blessed are those that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Right. And I need to continue to try to be a better spiritual guide to people around me, because there's a lot of weight on me and I need to step it up. But the key thing that I want people to know is happiness it's not a feeling that somebody's just going to give you. It's something you have to create. You create the happiness through smiles, laughter, through just you expressing your heart, right? That's how you get yourself happy. And these are riches in heaven that you build when you start to be happy. And it's a contagious thing. What do you think of this one, Jason?
Absolutely. Only one person can choose what you think about, and that's you. So if you're in a pissed off state, the only person that can change that is you. That means you have to let go of something in order to allow the space for the happiness to come in. So first you have to let go of whatever negative thing it is that you're mind ranting about. And once that's gone, now there's space where you can actually bring in happiness. So maybe try doing something that you enjoy and see if all of a sudden you can be happy again. Right?
Yeah, I was typing in the chat. I don't know if you saw. I thought you'd catch me, huh? I don't think so. I was going to say, y'all are paying attention in the chat, huh? Nobody's saying anything. This next one, we'll get to the first song break at 9. Let's do this one here. This one says, Wata. Be like water. In the beginning, it was the spirit that hovered above the waters, right?
It's a special thing. We're made up of water. It's
We're born
We
through
need
it.
water to live. It's super important.
Unless you're born through water, you don't get in this place. Sorry, you don't get in. No. The only one person that came down from heaven was Adam. That's it. And you could argue Eve did too, because they're one and the same. But anyways, let's get into this one. Water heals us on so many levels. When we drink it, we detox, right? We clean ourselves out through our kidneys and everything. When we are in natural water, it soothes our mind, body, and soul. Right? It massages our bodies and relieves us from tensions. When we bathe, we also cleanse our spiritual aura, and it purifies our energy. Being in salty water has especially healing and cleansing effects on us. Water is a divine tool and resource for us to be more vital, calm, and healthy. Do not take it for granted, and make sure to be grateful. This is such an important word. I am so grateful for the water. It's so abundant here. We could use it for fuel, and it does all this other stuff. So, I mean, I'm just thankful for this meme. It speaks for itself. Jason, what are you going to say about it?
It brings in an old adage that I heard a long time ago. The solution to pollution is dilution. And the number one thing that's used to dilute is water. So if you think of everything that's dirty, if you add enough water to it, eventually it's clean. It has all the benefits, for your body and all that kind of stuff. Just go float in the surf, on an ocean or something, or swim in a lake, or hang out in a river. And every way it can be enjoyed, it is relaxing, it's soothing, we need it for everything. It's pretty important.
Yes, absolutely. The sun and the water, they go hand in hand. This next one's good. Everybody in the team, hey, pay attention. Let's go. It says, teamwork. Sometimes your teammates just suck. Go on, jump. Am I the only one laughing? You're leaving me out to dry.
I'm sorry. I was just reading comments from...
Oh, okay. I guess I'll move on. I thought it was funny.
I'm sorry. I looked away at the wrong time, I guess.
That's okay. I think it's funny anyways. Hopefully other people laugh.
I see it now.
Sometimes your team just sucks, it says. No, I love you guys. You don't know. I love every single person that's ever come.
I failed on the teamwork meme. That's so...
Thanks, bro. Good teammate. You are. So everybody, don't worry. Jason even failed too. Killer whale, huh?
All of his buddies pushing him
in. Is this Pepe? Whatever, the flat Earth penguin?
Right? IPS.
Or IPS, you go and get smoked.
That's you and me behind him up on the...
You can go back to the chat. I'll read this one. Sorry, man. I got to warn you when I do that. So you're not at fault here. It says here, Cain killed Abel with a rock. Yahawahashai didn't get rid of all the rocks. He blamed Cain, not the rock. We have a problem here with sinning, not guns. And actually, people packing, tough guys aren't so tough anymore. All of a sudden, your muscles aren't going to help you anymore. People that are all puffed up because they're tough guys, right? Every woman, every child should be taught how to use firearms in this wicked realm we're in now, to protect themselves. Right? I'm not against it at all, right? But I think I'd rather shoot someone in the leg if I had to, But I mean, these are all questions that people can get into this whole moral thing. We're not supposed to kill. That's super bad. If we kill with the gun, we should die with the gun. So I do believe that this is very true. Cain killed Abel with a rock because Cain wanted his own twin sister, just like the Rothschilds still do and boast of, keeping it in their own specific family. Yeah, get that? But we don't have a gun problem. We have a problem with sinning. And not only that, most of the things they do with these bang bang things, it's not even real. It's a stage hoax since they repealed the Smith-Mundt Act, 2012-2013, which was an act that actually kept the media liable for lying. When they took that act away, they had no liability anymore. So everything you see on the television can be fake, and they don't have any legal ramifications to it.
Yeah, the tool doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. It could be an arrow, it could be a knife, it could be a razor wire, a plastic bag, a pillow. The tool does not matter. It's the intent that matters.
Yes.
The fact that you want to harm another individual is right there is the sin. There's the problem. And yeah, so whatever tool it is that you use to do your dastardly deed doesn't make any difference.
Same deed. So I guess why don't you take the screen share, go back to thumbnail, and we'll get into the second song break. It's a nice one. Nice one. Now we're going to get into new songs. The opener was a little bit older of a song, but it was a good one. I enjoyed that one. This one's nice too. We got great new music to bring you guys tonight. I'm excited. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Let's go.
Can you see what I see? Every step you take is gold. Thoughts in your mind sparkle outside. Every step you take is gold.
That was smooth. What a smooth track. Fantastic.
And that was a track called Floating by Panama. The link is in the chat right now, and I'll put it in the comment section after the video is up. It sure was a smooth roller, right?
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that track. If we were only in Ibiza with the torches going, that would just be amazing. The volleyball nets up, people playing volleyball, that tune playing out, the sand between your toes. Be so nice with some pineapple thing.
You are presented.
Okay, I'm ready to go. This one says the Bilderberg Group, planning the New World Order since 1959. Secret meetings to shape the realm. Club Bilderberg says the group gathers each year in secret behind closed doors in heavily guarded luxurious hotels across the realm. consisting of more than 100 high-ranking elites from politics, economy, and international organizations. They meet to discuss and plan their agendas that will lead humanity to a one-world government. Of course, the media will not report on it. As with any secret society, members are forbidden to speak about what goes on in those meetings under it says Chatham House rules. I've never searched this. I don't know if you guys have, but they say in here it's a secret oath. So this is taking place right now. We went over the agenda earlier today on the Rise and Grind Morning podcast, if you want to check that out. But you know about it. They're talking about the end of the pandemic was one of the topics in Ukraine and China and the food scarcity and all these different types of topics. So what do you think of this one, brother?
Yeah, the big boys are all meeting in their secret club right now, talking about the Great Reset, I assume. And they should be talking about the Great Tribulation, because their Great Reset gets trumped by the Great Tribulation, and we find out that their plans get put on hold for 3.5 years while 2 witnesses are invincible and given supernatural powers. So it's not until they're gone that all of a sudden that the Antichrist steps up, and then everybody here, you have to have the mark or you get your head chopped, right?
True. All true. Yeah, you added great points to that. Excellent. Let's keep going. Got a few more and some more good music too. This one says heavenly rewards. This is a big one. It says the Bible is clear that salvation is not based off works, but is freely given to those who turn to Christ and repent from sin. We are also told in various scriptures that rewards will be given for faithful works/services and obedience to Yahawah. Thus, each Christian will receive rewards at the judgment seat of Christ, where our works will be what? Tested.
Our works.
Our works.
And then there's that whole group of people that says works mean nothing, right?
It's blasphemy, they tell us. This is what Christians tell me. They tell me that our works are blasphemous.
But
right?
then you have the 3 servants where the one that did nothing is cast into the outer darkness and told
he
that
lost
he's
what he
worthless,
got.
right?
They gave it to the guy that did it all.
So he had no works and he got cast out. So the scriptures are pretty clear that you do get judged on what you did.
And it says right here where our works will be tested. In Corinthians 3:9 through 15, Paul uses an analogy of how our works will be tested by fire. If our works were done with the motive to bring glory to Christ, our works would then pass through the fire as gold. Like the last song was saying, yellow to gold. Silver and precious stones too. However, if our works were done for our flesh and our own glory, then our works would not make it through the test of the fire, and they will be burned up. These works are referred to as wood, hay, and straw, which are easily consumed by fire. They're all very flammable. Furthermore, Scripture gives us 5 types of crowns that Christians can receive: the crowns of glory, life, righteousness, rejoicing, and the victor's crown. Yet, we are also need to be very cautious that we don't lose our rewards or our crowns by remaining faithful to the end. So, even if you've done all these great things, then you just throw it all away and start going around harming people, you're going to lose everything that you had. So this clearly outlines that our works are going to be tested and judged by Christ. He's the judge. I told you guys he has the key to life and death. He's the judge. So when you come before him, he's going to say, let me see your works. What have you done, my good servant? Or I don't know if he'll say good. Mm-hmm. I don't know who's on the other side of the screen, but what we want to promote here and inspire is people to want to have righteous hearts and do good things, to be the best parents, the best friends, the best moms, the best everything. Just do good things in a time where everybody just wants to do bad. We want to inspire people to do good things. That's basically what I wanted to say about this one. I thought it was very a good time to have this meme to share with everybody tonight.
I thought it was great to get a better visualization of the refining process. So our works, the good ones that we've done that are in harmony with Christ and passing on the good news of the kingdom and all that kind of stuff. So those works make it through the fire. They're like the gold, they're like the precious stones that are untouched or just refined by the fire. whereas all the works that were for our flesh, they get burned up. And so it's a great visualization, and there's so many people that have been trained to believe that what you do doesn't matter, right? You're saved, once saved, always saved. They can't lose their salvation. That's such a false Vatican doctrine that so many places in scriptures we learn that a person can stumble and lose their reward. So we just remind people of that, so that every choice that you make is a righteous decision, right?
We want to do that. And you know, I got the cheat sheet. Okay, it's been 2,000 years. It's been 2,000 years since we all started doing this. Okay, all you have to do is, if you have your heart compass pointed in a good place with your heart, everything that flows from you will be good. It's simple. If you wake up and you want to be loving and happy, you will be, and it will flow from you. Therefore, you're going to be a righteous person. All you have to do is use your heart. That's the key. That's the key. Look at this one, Jason. Don't go away too quick. I know you're probably in the chat. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm responding.
See that, guys? That's called being in tune with Jason. I heard him thinking. I'm going to read this next one. It's pretty funny. It says, "You should play dead if you're attacked by a bear." Sounds suspiciously like something a bear would say. Oh, this one makes me laugh. I like seeing it. He's got that stupid face. And he's drinking coffee, right? It does sound suspiciously like something a bear would say, right? Just play dead for me, right? I don't know if that'll work around grizzlies. Don't try to climb. Don't try to run. I don't know.
Yeah. The whole idea of playing dead, that's a big risk, in my opinion. Yeah, you're all in at that point.
It's definitely something that a bear would probably say. He doesn't have to run to get you. Now you want to pay attention to this one, Jason. SpaceX did a launch and they forgot to CGI out the guy on the tower.
Well, I heard the Globers suggesting that he was CGI'd into it, but
into it, yeah.
Either way,
it's funny, right? I blew it up for everybody. I gave you the regular version here, a little bit zoomed in, the full one.
So
come on, let's go. It's Friday.
Yeah, you sent me that tweet, and then I saw the responses, and
you checked the thread out, huh?
Yeah. So the this was posted by a fake flat earther, and
yeah, I saw that too.
one of the debunks of it is that so the fake flat earthers are CGI,
they added the guy, right? Either way, it's still funny.
It is funny.
So yeah, I'll say for sure. I don't know if it's real. I don't know. It's funny though. It made me laugh. I just wanted to make people laugh. This one isn't about your salvation, okay? This is about them faking ascension, right? But pun intended. Let's move on to the next one. It says, "Innocent people are not stupid. They just think everyone has a good heart." You want to have that kind of a heart. Unfortunately, this realm that we're in here is not conducive. It's not a good thing to just trust everybody. You got to have boundaries and a guard. You got to protect your heart, right? You got to protect you first, because if someone's drowning, if you're not prepared with a life jacket on, they could drown you too. So we want to be careful always, right? And, innocent people aren't stupid, okay? They believe in good people. And I like to meet people like that, but it's rare. It's rare, but I thought this was a beautiful meme. What do you think, Jason?
Absolutely. That's one of the hardest barriers for them to break through. So when you first learn about flat earth, you've heard about it, one of the big rejections of it is a person's mind immediately goes, there's too many people that would have to be in on it, right? When you hear about the dinosaurs, when you hear about the nukes, when you hear that war is a hoax, you keep going, there's too many people that would have to be in on it. So it's not until you actually do the research and find out who it is behind all these things, and you see that it's all secret societies, the Freemasons, the Jesuits, the Knights Templars, the Rosicrucians. It's all the secret societies, and then you find out that they all emanate from the Vatican, and then you find out that the Vatican's behind heliocentrism. You have to go through that whole process to realize that they're all in on it. And then you have to understand that all the elected government officials and all the police and the fire department and the paramedics and the union leaders and all these people, right? It's all free Masonically controlled. So They've got so many people in on it that the innocent people don't understand that they're all in on it, that they all swore oaths to serve Satan, and that they're trying to pull off this great reset. That the New World Order is their vision for their millennial reign, where they've slaughtered all the innocents that are here on earth, in that they have control of this world for the next 1,000 years. That's the devil's plan.
Yeah, we're going to show some forecasting of it coming up. That's what they do want to plan for. This next one says, Pride Month, demon. Interesting meme. This one here. It's kind of rhetorical, though. Interesting, though, right?
Yeah, it does have demon right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. You see what they do, right? Everything that the New World Order does is a spell. That's why when we do it, we use love. Love, love, love. This next one says, I'm no longer interested in awakening the masses. The masses made it quite clear to me that they're not interested in what I have to say. I'm actually here to connect with like-minded people and awaken those that actually want to learn. That's why I'm out here every day, almost every day. I want to be available to help people any way that I can. And I found this meme thing is something that I can do. It keeps me busy, right? I've always got something on the screen. But I'm really not interested in the sheeple because there's nothing I can do anymore. They've had years to understand the truth. They've had 2.5 years locked into their houses. You've had time. You've had so much opportunity to find the truth. I've found so many things. I found, my life is completely different since the Cerveza thing started. So I'm here to connect with like-minded people because you know what? Us like-minded people, we going on forever together. This relationship thing that we keep talking about is forever. Once you have the understanding that we're forever, right? If you believe in me and you die, you will never die. And even if you live, you'll never die. If you understand this, then what's next? Okay, what's next is just refining yourself to become better for forever and to have different experiences, right? That's what we're going to do. And we have to do it through kindness and all these things. We're just learning together. And that's pretty much my rant for this one, but I really am just here for people that are like-minded, right? And I wish there was more.
Yeah, I was so naive when I first got into this. I thought that everybody would be excited to learn the truth and that it would spread and that, you could actually go through all the points and reasons and show the facts and that people would actually get it and all of a sudden be inspired and get active. It was nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. There was a few that have caught on, but for the most part, we saw with the whole pandemic thing that the masses just go along like sheep, and they're not interested. You can you can force the evidence into their face. You can take their heads and rub their noses in it, and it has no effect. So, like you said, we're just now all we care about is being connected with the people that do get it. That's
yeah. We're headed out into the forest to run around barefoot and raise bees. That's where we're headed. Wildflower gardens and loving each other. That's where we're headed, right? That's where we're headed. Let's keep going. It says, surround yourself around phenomenal people who are confident and secure enough to know there is room for all of us to make it to the finish line. Jason and I want to help you up. Come on, grab our hands. We're out here all the time. If anybody you want to talk about anything, a few people reached out to me. Frank, yeah, man, we can chat. If we're on Zoom, we're on here. We're live all the time. Comment sections. Both Jason and I like the comment section, but that's a public venue. But we're here to help. We want to make everybody know what we know and be able to do what we do. We would love to see if 2 or 3 of the days of the week someone else did the Rise and Grind. Even though I love to do the morning show, I've always enjoyed the morning. We want other people to get involved. I love seeing other people fight. It inspires me to keep going. And you do it at your own pace, whatever boundaries you set, because sometimes fighting for this truth, it's a spiritual war. It takes a lot out of us. So for me, I do want to surround myself. I want people to level me up. I like to be told, hey, you need to fix this up, or I see this. People that want to help me be better. And sometimes it's super hard. They have to sacrifice things that they could have so that I could be a better person. That's a phenomenal person right there. It sacrifices for you. When you come across these kind of people, you want to be around them, stick to them, and help each other get to the finish line. What do you say, Jay?
Absolutely.
I bet you I sound like 1.25. I drank a coffee before the podcast because I did want to have some energy for this podcast, but I'm going to try to dial it down.
It's all right. No, it's great.
Deep breathing, right?
Well, yeah. So the finish line is it's an open thing. So one of the things that I learned on my spiritual journey is that we're all on a path, and so we just are where we are on the path, and that is what it is. So there are going to be people ahead of us on that path, and there are going to be people behind us on that path. So it's the duty of everybody on the path ahead to help the people behind, and so it's always a work in progress, and so the finish line is getting into the kingdom, and there's no limit as to the amount of people that can make it across that finish line. You could have as many people as you wanted get to that point. That's not the narrow part of the path. You can you can get everybody across that finish line, but there is an end to this race where all of a sudden, boom, the whole judgment cycle begins. The great tribulation happens. It does say in the scriptures that the names of for the righteous, they have the names of the Father and the Son written on their forehead, and that the wicked have 666, the mark of the wild animal, put on their forehead. So,
and there's also white stones with a new name given too.
Yeah. So I had a video that had the symbolism in it in a marathon race where this guy stumbled and he fell just before the line, and so he's down on the ground and he starts crawling towards the finish line, and he makes this last second reach to get across the line, and it was really close. He had a guy catching up from behind him, and it was really nerve-wracking and exciting, but he got across the finish line. So that's what all of us have to just keep in focus, is just see that finish line and just get across it, and then after that we can work on whatever the craziness is that we have to deal with.
Yeah, totally. All really valid points. I like how you added to that. So again, just to cap this one off, surround yourself with good people that you want to be like, trust your vibrations, right? Vibrations, don't lie. You can feel somebody's energy. Pay attention to it. This one's funny, Jason. Check this out. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell being personally blessed by the Pope here. There it is. Hey.
Oh, the Vatican. Catholicism means universal, right?
The Jesuits.
They made up a false name for Christ. They made up heliocentrism. If anybody thinks that Catholics are even something somewhat remote to a Christian, you're insane. This is literally the devil's church, and there's the head of it and a couple of his disciples. Right? Look at how they got used.
Yeah, here it is. Just trying to bring it out. Now this one here is a forecast chart, right? I know Jason's familiar with this one. So what we have is populations, then we have world figures, ranks, and percentages, and forecast of what they're saying is going to be in 2025. I don't know, Jason, did you want to explain this one? I know you enjoy this type of work.
Yeah, so this is for 2017, and the population was 327 million. Now, if you go down to the forecast for 2025, the forecast is for 100 million. So back up top, your population density is at 34 inhabitants per square mile, and then it drops to 10. So each one of these things drop in roughly thirds. And that is the forecast for 2025. So if the Great Tribulation were to begin now, the mid-trib would be at that point. So this is a prediction for when the Antichrist comes into power. That would be in 2025 if the tribulation started this year.
So yeah, it's a huge curtailing of the population. A third of it gone, right? So interesting that they were saying this back then, and then we actually see the plan being rolled out now. I'll skip over to the next one. Got to constantly breathe. I tried it when you can't sleep. You take an in breath for 8 seconds, and then slow breath out for 8 seconds, and you do that 8 times, and it worked. It really does work. This one here is super important, something we don't always talk about. It says HARP, Weather Warfare, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. HARP, located in Alaska, is one of the elite secret weapons for weather modification. With this machine, they are able to heat up the ionosphere, which in turn alters the weather to a point where they can create and control man-made weather disasters like earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, etc., and also strange sky anomalies. And so we've seen crazy things taking place, stuff happening out of order, out of season. They've invented all these new terminologies like rivers in the sky, Dracos, where they now have hurricane force winds that just blow through the flatlands of North America. We've got fire nados. So we've got crazy weather things going on. And this HARP warfare weather, this system that they have, they're everywhere. This is just one of very many, very, very many. And I do believe that this is blasphemous. It's wicked, trying to tamper. So it says before the flood, the reason why everything had to be killed except for 8 people was because they were sinning against everything, trying to do this exact same thing, right? Mess with the weather, mess with, the cerveza jabolas that we see that's going on. All this is all connected. And with HARP and the 5, rollout, all this stuff is connected. Jason, what do you say about this meme?
Yeah, so they often superinflate their capabilities, right? But when it comes to something like an antenna array, we know antennas work. We know that you can put lots of power to them, and you can make things like magnetrons and stuff like that. You can make microwave systems. So what do? Well, in your microwave, you can boil a thing of water, right? You can heat up a plate of food. So you can do heating. So my theory is that they use this for atmospheric heating in order to create systems. And I don't think this is the only system that they use. So we know that their power plants are steam turbine driven. So that steam can be released. You can let all that steam out, or you can recapture it and cool it and condense it and turn it back into water again. So I feel like they have many systems to be able to manipulate weather systems, and HARP might just be one of them. What capacity it works in, I'm not sure, but I do think it plays a part.
Yeah, I fully agree with everything that you said, and I watch a lot of people that cover this stuff, and there is a constant flow of steam, or, I don't know if the satellite images that they're even showing are real, but I do notice that a lot of people show these puffs that come out of what could be power plants. And then, there's weather disasters that follow. You're right. There's many weapons, but this is one of them that we wanted to add to the deck.
Because there's cloud seeding and all that kind of stuff too.
That's right. Yeah, they cloud seed and change temperatures in the sky. And they steer hurricanes and things like this. So, and they know how to make it rain. So let's keep going. That was a good one. This one has been added to the deck of cards. This one says, quote, "The power of thoughts can cause you either illness or recovery." It's pretty self-explanatory. What do you think of this one, Jason?
Yeah, so what you hold in mind tends to manifest. So if you feel that first little tweak and pain in your chest, or you're in your abdomen, or a muscle in an extremity, or whatever it is, and once you've identified that, where are you going to take it? Is the next thing are you going to look for that in a list of symptoms on Google and find out that you have now some incurable disease? So if you go down that path, there's a good chance you're going to end up that way. Now, if that first pain or tweak shows up and you attempt to dismiss it, right, just act like you never even recognize it took place, and you see whether or not it pops up again, there's a chance that it may not pop up again. You may have it come a few times, and all of a sudden it goes away. So your mind is on a teeter-totter as you're going through the experience of feeling your first forms of discomfort. And it's really important to keep your mind in a real clean space as to not taking it to some greater disaster in your health, right?
Yeah. Are you healing your body with your mind, or are you focusing on pain? Which one? You choose. Let's get through a couple of these. We're getting closer. We're going to do another song break soon. Is that all right, brother? We're almost there.
Yeah.
This one is beautiful. It says, just as a lamp in a windless place does not flicker, so the disciplined mind of a yogi remains steady in meditation on the Supreme. That's pretty deep. I like that, you know?
Yeah, so in this case, it's being used by a yogi, and it's not being directed to the named creator of this world. But just imagine if you were to take that practice and do it the Christian way. So if you keep your meditation on the Father and Son, those are the two most important characters that you can keep your mind on. One, the Son, through him you can be redeemed. Father, creator, he's the one that made this world and us. So if you keep your mind focused on them, all right, nothing, once you're trained, once you are good in your practice, nothing can really take you out of that. You might have to deal with some personal situations, life a little bit. You might have to decide what clothes to put on or what you're going to eat, but then you can be right back in the practice of being focused on the Father or Son, whichever it is that you're focused on.
Yeah, those are all great points. The highest level, when you have the direct path. So the Father sent the Son to be a path to him. That's what happened. And this is the revelation of the third dispensation, is of the Holy Spirit. So there's another added to it, and all this is found inside you. And so likening the flicker of a lamp to being a steady, constant flow of you inside of you. That's where you're going to find the Father. That's where you're going to find Yahawah and Yahawashai inside of you. That's what we're taught. That's a good one. This next one says, to forgive does not mean to forget. To forgive means to not carry any bitterness inside of you, because that destroys your life. This one couldn't be any more true. Right? Forgiving doesn't mean you just bring the people over that harmed you and, do all that. Although you can do stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm against any of it, but it's just cleaning out the bitterness. Because again, your spiritual body, it manifests through your physical body. And if you harbor bitterness or pain or anything like that,
resentment,
go ahead. What do you think, brother?
All those things. So if you're feeling a negative feeling when it comes to an individual, if it's negative, if you're anti that person for whatever reason it is, you haven't completely forgiven them. You can get to a completely neutral state where you have no animosity, no anger, no resentment. You can be over it completely, but that doesn't mean you have to bring them back in your life. You don't forget what happened. You don't become an idiot. This is a person that hurt you, but you don't have to harbor a grudge versus that person anymore.
Yeah, the shadow work basically is about cleaning out the bitterness inside of you. It's painful. A lot of people balk and they get scared of it, but it's something very important. This is a beautiful sunset butterfly. Just for everyone to see. Again, I like to talk about the parable of the butterfly because it walked along the earth like us and it was given wings. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful parable. We'll do this one and then we'll go to a song break. This one says the beatitudes. What about this? It says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. The meek, for they shall inherit this realm. And those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. The merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. The pure in heart, for they're actually going to see Yahawah. And the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahawah. And those who are persecuted for righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful meme, brother. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, so we have to go through some trials and tribulations, and for those things, the way we score on that, that's the way we're blessed and rewarded. So so many people wonder, why is it that we live in this world that's so full of wickedness? Well, for those that go through these experiences yet remain true and pure and righteous, those are the people that are going to be blessed. So it's all scriptural. Great meme. Beautiful.
Yeah, right. Just to quickly run through it real quick again, people who are poor in spirit, right? They don't have a good spirit. They're gonna get it, right? Those who mourn, Jason, there's a lot of people that mourn. You guys know that Yahawahashai, the one who ascended today, you know, they wrote about him. He didn't get to laugh very much, but he cried a lot. Crying is healthy. The meek. Now, most Christians have the Vatican doctrine in their brain, and you think meek is like some kind of coward.
Yeah, pushover.
Meek means someone that's capable of destroying you, and they, you know, do the honk honk from the Karate Kid and just squeeze your nose and just walk away. That's what meek is.
They have the power, but they choose not to use it. Did
you like the honk honk? Did you see the Karate Kid?
I'm sure I did.
He slides across the lantern and defeats the guy, and then he's ready to kill him, you know, break his nose bone into his brain, and he just goes honk and he squeezes his nose. That is what meek is, okay? For those who hunger for thirst for righteousness, for people that want to love, that want to be loving more, that want to heal other people, they're going to be filled. You're going to be like the merciful, people that have mercy on others, that are empathetic. Pure in heart, another empathetic type of characteristic here. These are rare qualities, you guys. Take a look around you. Take a look around. You can't fake this stuff. It happens on a regular basis. If it comes from someone's heart, it's not fakeable, right? Peacemakers. This doesn't say the killers, right? The New World Order of slayers. It says the peacemakers. What I wish I could make peace in this realm right now, and we could just start fixing it, right? I wish. And those are persecuted for righteousness, being censored, people mocking you, people making, you know, it happens every day. I'm not a victim, so I'm not going to play the victim card, but this is a beautiful meme.
Come on.
So,
you get persecuted for your righteousness.
Stop. It doesn't matter. No, we don't. This is not about me and you. This is about the truth.
It's not about us. I'm saying that each one of us, this is one of those, if you're playing a video game and you have like some sort of like super reward, this is the one you want to seek out and put your effort into, those who are persecuted for righteousness. So
it's a big one.
To put yourself into a situation where you can actually be persecuted for being righteous, right? So it's like the martyr's death. It's one of the greatest crowns that you can receive. So find a way to put yourself into a position where by being righteous, you get persecuted and start reaping the rewards now, right? You can actually hear the counter, ding, 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 in heaven, kingdom coin, right?
How many of these things do you guys have in your life? I mourn. You guys have no idea what I go through. You know, this is a painful place, right? I mourn. I get down with it. It happens, okay? You guys, I don't need to get into the details, but I understand it. I understand being meek, all these things. You get tested. You get tested for all these things. And we don't always pass. But you know what? Every day we get a new day. The sun does rise and it shines on both the good and the wicked. So why not try to have these things in your life? I want to be a piece. I want to do all these things. This is what I like to do. This is just who I am. But anyways, bro, take the screen share. Let's get into this next song break. We're approaching the end. We've got some more memes still left, but I'm looking forward to this. This is another nice song. Again, we've got some easygoing stuff, right?
Yes, we do. So we're at interlude 2. It's going so fast. Is that right? All right, let's go.
What do you mean? Last time we spoke, you said you miss me, and I've been lying awake, always overthinking. You act like it never happened. I tried to do the same, but since you cracked me wide open, I can't look at it that way. Oh, come on, you know, these things are never easy. Oh, come on, you know. These things are never easy. If you can't even look at me, then just stare at the sunset. I know it's getting late. You don't have to go yet.
Love that chill vibe.
Super smooth with that hand drum, right? I liked it. It was called Sunset by Deatheye? Ditheye? I can't read her name. It's such an incredible, weird name, but I really like that. I like the way she was like saying the ha 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 ha. I can't copy her. She's got too high of a voice. But let me know when I'm ready. We're gonna get into this. Boom, boom, throw right, left, hook, uppercut.
You're
right
all
here. All you Christians out there, get your notepad and pen out. It says study up on apologetics. The goal of apologetics is to lead others to Christ. Apologetic, apologetics, derived from Greek word apologia, meaning speaking in defense. Every Christian, if they call themselves Christians, should be able to give reasons for their faith in Christ. They must know what they believe, why they believe it, and how to share the good news of the gospel. We are commanded to defend the faith from lies and attacks. Therefore, Yahawah wants us to give answers to those who ask questions. It says in 1 Peter 3:15, and to destroy arguments against the faith. It says that in 2 Corinthians 10:4-5. Are you guys actually studying up? If I was to ask you what the good news of the gospel is, how many of you guys would have an answer for me? Right? What's the good news of the gospel, Jason? Are you there? I don't know if you're in the chat.
No, I'm here. Yeah,
what's your answer?
You actually have
to say whatever you want. I know you don't sometimes like me asking questions. Forgive me for that one. Just whatever you'd like to talk about.
You need to be a qualified debater to be a Christian. All right. So when you go to tell somebody about your faith, you have to be able to explain it to them. So if you can't explain your faith, you can't actually convert anybody to anything. So you have to know what the faith is. So yeah, there is the core doctrine that you must believe in Christ. You have to you're only saved by one name, the scripture says in multiple places. So you have to know who he is. You have to know why he was here, his life ministry. You have to know what he did, what he taught. You have to know that he died. You have to know that he was resurrected. And if you know all those things, come Judgment Day, you're going to be good if you call upon him for salvation. That's what the scriptures tell us. That is what the faith is. So one of the things that most Christians do along the way is get water baptized, actually go through the baptism, and then teach others. So conversion is the key thing to Christianity. So Christ sent out his disciples. They went 2 by 2 throughout the different lands. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, so I actually did the door-to-door ministry from the time I was like 2 until 25 or something like that. So we would go out 2 by 2s. People know about Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons. We did the ministry like Christ taught, and you have to know your faith. You have to know the Bible, you have to know the scriptures, and you have to be able to teach it to other people. This is essential to being a Christian.
Yeah, so just to sum it up again, the good news of the gospel, everything you said there is 100% true and correct. You want to study up on all those things. Key. The good news of the gospel is that the creator of everything sent his son, right? And if you believe in that, you believe in him, that he died for you, right? You're never going to die. You're going to live forever. That's the good news. The good news is you're never going to die. Even if you die, you will live. That's the main thing that I want to point out. I agreed with everything that you said, brother. This one says, having negative thoughts. We cannot always battle such negative or evil thoughts alone. This is why we need Christ in all aspects of our lives, as he can truly help us overcome them. Those who have the mind of Christ also have the ability to remove and replace negative thoughts and feelings with Yahawah's thoughts. Reading the scriptures, praying, and putting on the full armor of Yahawah, which is like a spiritual understanding of just reading all the books and understanding the teachings. And these are all super effective tactics. It's a pretty self-explanatory one. Jason, why don't you add in if you're not in the chat?
Yeah, so if you're having negative thoughts, the best way to overcome that is to replace them. So many people think that they're multitaskers, where they can do so many different things all at once. You're literally only doing one thing at one time ever. You can split it up real quickly, and you can subdivide tasks real quickly, but you're only doing one at a time. So if you've got negative thoughts, the key is to replacing it. So like the meme says, putting your mind into the scriptures. If you start reading and you go into clean content, which the scriptures are, by putting your mind in that and getting to know the narratives and contemplating the lessons and the parables that are all in there, now all of a sudden your mind doesn't have the opportunity to be thinking about the negative things. It's been tasked with something else. So you just need to reassign it whenever you get into a negative position like that.
Yeah, you can't get a better scriptural doctrine to try to live a righteous life, because in those scriptures, it gives us all the keys that we need. As we go over them, we try to, we'll go through this one quick. So everybody out there that's ever had a problem in their life, these are key individuals inside the scriptures. Jacob was a cheater, multiple wives, right? That's not right. Yeah. Well, how do you want to look at it? He wasn't classified as a cheater in that time period, but if we look at it like Christ taught, right, the addendum was made. Right? Peter had a temper. David had an affair. These are all truths. Noah got drunk. Jonah ran from Yahweh. Paul was a murderer. He self-admitted. Gideon was insecure. Miriam gossiped. Martha was a warrior. Thomas was a doubter. Right? And he was literally with Christ. He doubted still. Sarah was impatient. Elijah was moody. Moses had a serious stutter. Right? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stutter there. Lazarus was dead. These are all truths. Now we can look and introspect them, Jason, but I just want people to get into their heads that we're not perfect. Okay. If we ask to be used, we will be. That's my main point there. We don't have much time, but go ahead.
Yeah. Noah's a good one. David's a good one. I'm trying to think who else. So if you read the testaments of the 12 patriarchs, Reuben, the first one, he did something that he regretted. So there's a whole bunch of good people that have gone through the same trials and tribulations that we all go through, and it's okay. It's right. The Christ, Yahawahashai knows, the Father knows what it's like to be here in a wicked world like this. So the people that repent of it, the people that try to not do those things, the people that try to live righteously, even when they slip up, it's okay. All right, you can be forgiven for that.
Yeah, I just need to relax. What am I rushing for? We got nowhere to go. There's not that many memes left. I'm like looking at them, counting them. I need to calm down, guys. Sorry about that. I need to work on it. See, in live on air, I'm constantly trying to become a better person.
Moses murdered, Jerry added.
Oh, you weren't done? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said Moses murdered, Jerry added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moses was a murderer too. Yes. Right? The war king. He was a war king, guys. Let's keep going here. This one says, when the right spirit walks in, the wrong spirits get nervous. It's true. James 2:19. It's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah, the dark run for the shadows. They can't stand being anywhere near the light. So you have somebody walk in that's just a bright shining light, and yeah, the wicked spirits will get nervous. They're going to be like the demon infested man that Christ came across that
is it our time that he destroy us now?
Getting really nervous, like, we're not ready.
This is way before our time. Do not kiss me into the outer darkness, right?
Yeah.
Put us in the pigs, they said. Well said, brother. It's a good one. Let's keep going. This one says, half of life is lost charming others, and the other half is lost in going through anxieties caused by others. Leave this play. Let it go. You have played enough. It's time for us to just love one another, everyone that we're connected with. Just do it out of, unconditional love. Let's work on it. I'm trying to control myself. I'm trying to work on not allowing my emotions to always override my logic. I'm learning. Every day is a new opportunity for me to try to do new things. What do you say about this one, Jason?
Yeah, if you're still at the point where you're allowing yourself to be affected by others, you're giving away a whole bunch of your authority to somebody else. So if somebody has the ability to tear you down and make you feel worthless or give you that type of anxiety, you've given them too much power, right? They shouldn't be in a position to be able to do that. You have to control who you have in your life, and you give that much power to. They have to be very safe, very trusted people, and those people aren't going to be tearing you down. You don't have to charm them. You don't have to, be fake around those type of people. So, if you find yourself being torn down or something like that by somebody else, that's probably a person that you should remove from your life.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do a flipping the tables here. Half of life is gained through loving others, and the other half, right, is protected through keeping healthy boundaries, right? And to top it off, you can see how somebody interacts with you and your life changes. Just watch, categorize everything, look at your life and what you do and the people around you. And not only that, but other people around you. None of this is possible without help from other people in this realm. Okay, guys, there's a huge team here. A lot of them are silent, but this doesn't always have to be negative. It's kind of negative, but it's true. If you guys are on the other side of the screen, just stop it. Just love. Don't try to just charm. Just do what you do, right? And then we just need to let go of the anxieties. All of us connected. Okay, we're past that now. We're not afraid of death. We know. Have you not seen Bandersnatch? Right? You come back. They taught about it in the movie. This one says you have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, or else you'll lose yourself every time. This is something we should all work on. If we stay balanced, basically like in a strong current, if you keep a steady path and a steady row, you can go upstream. You can also turn around and just flow with it too. So constantly, like I said, I'm working on this because I'm an emotional guy, like super emotional, but I'm working on having good logic and sound reason, right? And then I'm able to be more steady, and then I'm able to express myself emotionally in a healthy way. And that's what I wanted to promote with this one. Jason, do you have some comments for this one?
Emotions are dangerous. Emotions are very dangerous. You can get misled by emotions like crazy, right? Because you get the super uplift, the high off of the highs, and you get the low off of the lows, and so it's a roller coaster ride. So emotions are something that during this time period, the way the world is right now, I would recommend people who turn.
I might cut you off. It's a good thing you coughed. I don't like what you're about to say.
To turn down the emotions a little bit and live in reason and logic a little bit, because emotions are dangerous. They can tug you this way and that way. Logic and reason is a little bit safer, more steady, middle of the road path. You were talking about middle of the road right there. So emotions are dangerous. Like, you got to be careful how far you tune them. So the one thing you can do is just turn off negative emotions. There's nothing wrong with positive emotions, right? You're not going to be harmed by positive emotions, but the negative ones, you need to figure out how to get control of those emotions and be able to turn them off. You got to flip it to the positive.
Yeah, well said. Could you take the screen share to thumbnail for a second? I have a weird character in the next meme I want to fix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like how you took that from another angle. I was trying to cut you off when you were coughing. I was trying to
it was a sneak cough.
Yeah, I wanted you to flip the tables, and you did. So, just constantly work on being logical and being healthy emotionally, because experiencing emotion is still very important to get us through these times. Don't cut that out of your life completely, but just be healthy with it. So am I off screen share now?
Are you ready?
No, I haven't done anything yet. I've been waiting.
You're on thumbnail.
You're on thumbnail? Okay, 1 second. I don't know why it was giving me. Let me see. Maybe it wasn't a problem. Okay, we're good. You can put me back up. This one's going to be interesting to see the response we get in the chat. Are we ready?
Yes.
We're live. It says, women have been chosen by Yahawah to be the portal between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. Women are the only force on earth powerful enough to navigate unborn spirits into this realm. There is a supernatural spiritual bond between mother and a child, right? If it's harnessed correctly through a good heart, there's nothing like it. And not only that, but the child also has a super healing factor on top of the mother too. If a mother gets hurt or wounded, the baby sends stem cells to heal the mom too. So, a lot of people don't raise up women. They don't put the truth out there. They hide it. And, the Vatican and Christianity is like bashed women. Don't talk this and that. But women are absolutely one of the most important things. When Christ came back, after he rose from the grave, the first thing he did was he went and saw the women and told them to go and tell the men, right? Because the women loved him so much they were there, right? So it's a very important, and it's true. So the way we talk about this realm as being a matrix came from the word portal, from a woman giving birth. That's how it all formed itself. The mother is a symbolism, right, of the realm we're in. We're in basically a womb still, all of us in the simulation. We're growing and learning like a baby. So, it's a beautiful meme. What do you think?
The original word was matrix, right?
Yeah, for womb, portal, matrix, right? What do you think of this one, Jay?
Absolutely. So there's only one way any one of us have ever gotten into this world, and that is through a woman. And we had to be born through the water, and then you get this human body, and you get to grow up and have the experience that you've had. So that connection. So the mother is bonded because she sees that she gave birth to life. Right, that to her feels like her creation. Now we know that the Creator made everything and put this process into motion, but the mother feels the ownership because it's actually coming from the body, and there's that new character that pops out, and that love, that bond, the whole setting of how we get into this world is such a beautiful and profound system that it's mind-blowing to know that we're in a virtual reality, but this is the way the Creator designed this world.
Yeah, they sacrifice their bodies. They sacrifice their avatars to bring life into here, right? They are deserved their due respect. The moms out there, the children of the light, these are beautiful memes. I'm so thankful to share them. This next one says, our grandparents were a lot smarter than we gave them credit for. Absolutely. All this food here I love to eat. I miss my Nan. She had tons of this, way more in her storage than this. Jason, I know you love pickled vegetables too, right? And, canned dried fruits, even with you.
Well, I grew up in Wisconsin where we had the basement cellar, and it didn't look nearly that nice. But we had all the canning jars. So I grew up in a house where my mom canned a lot of the vegetables and made fruits and jams and stuff like that. We had fruit trees. We had 2 pear trees, 2 apple trees, and we used those plus all the other things. Tomatoes.
Strawberries.
Yeah, we would go pick the strawberries. We had a raspberry patch. And actually, my favorite treat out of all this was the pear trees. Those pears, we would take them, we would slice them up into wedges, and then we had a dehydrator. And so those dried pear slices, we would fill up the jars like that, and I would come home from school and I would devour like a jar of those pears each day. And how many pears in total, like, inside one of those jars, because it was all dehydrated, it was like eating dozens of pears in each sitting, and I loved it so much. I would do
you
that.
Eat a whole jar, right?
I would do that again. I would do it again.
And you grew real fast while you were eating that, and you had like cod liver oil and stuff like that. Your mom like fed you liver and stuff. Your mom was so smart when it comes to the way that she fed you, brother. I have to give her credit if she's tuned in. Jason's mom, you fed him good, obviously. This one says the power of prayer. When you pray, you are in direct communication with Yahawah, the Creator. It says here, cast all your troubles, anxieties, and worries and fears on Him, and He will take care of you more than you can imagine. You guys have no idea how many times I get down on my face and say, help me. And I can keep it simple. You don't have to babble on. He knows everything. He's inside your heart. I simply say, what's in my heart. You give me what you want from me, because if my ways, what I want, right? Again, taking it back to no father, the son asks for a piece of fish. He's not going to give him poisonous snake. He's going to give him a nice piece of fish. Jason, what do you think of this one? I like it. It's a nice meme.
Direct communication. So yeah, it's anywhere you are, any place. It's not like your cell phone where all of a sudden you can be out of range, right? There's no... You can connect any place, anytime. It's your choice. All you have to do is ring the Creator, and so you direct it to Him. You direct things through His Son. This is how you tune to the Creator and to His Son, and you can be heard anytime, anywhere, in any situation. So this is always your lifeline. If you find yourself in a fake shooting or something like that, you call the Father or Christ. If you find yourself in any situation that you feel out of control, you need help, you call the Father, you call Christ. And that's all you can do. I mean, here you're talking to the Creator, the person that made you possible. And if you talk to Him, he's going to listen.
He's going to help you. Everything that you could ever dream of having, He wants to give you. This one's beautiful. The light, the trees. It's funny because when I take these memes and I bring them into the editor, this was just gray and dull. I didn't see the dove light. I didn't see any of this. Wow. It says, do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. The less you respond to negative people, the more peaceful your life will become. So I've been going through things here, our so-called teammates. So that other meme that I showed. So I didn't let any of the negativity get to me. I'm here. I want to give as much information out to the people as possible, albeit spiritual, truthful. I just want to come out here and just share what's in my heart too. Emotionally, sometimes I'm vulnerable, right? Not all the time, because Jason's saying, try to be logical and balanced. I'm working on. Mm-hmm. But this one here, do not respond to negative people. You can just walk by it, let it go. Be a passerby. The scriptures tells us to do. Jason, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, if you think of negative people of being like guys with jackhammers out banging on the street in front of your house, so you separate yourself from those noisemakers. The farther you go away, the quieter it gets. So the negative people are just like the people with the jackhammers. The more space that you have from them, the quieter and more peaceful your life will be.
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better. That's beautiful. That's what I attain to be. Out in a wildflower cabin on the water.
Away from the jackhammers and the negative people that all they want is to somehow tear you down, troll you.
You get together and enjoy time with other people and just have fun. These just get better. Got a few more to go before we end. It says here, learn to enjoy every moment of your life. Be happy now. Don't wait for something outside of yourself to make you happy. In the future, think how really precious is the time you have to spend right now. Whether it's at work or with your family, every minute should be enjoyed and savored. Are you guys in the now? Are you enjoying those moments at the beach or down by the water? Are you really being in those moments? You feel the sand. You feel the wind across your face. You feel the sunlight on you. Are you in that moment? Are you loving your family, your friends? Are you being honest? Are you sharing yourself? Are you alive? Is the question that I want to know. Am I the only one that sees in these crazy colors here in this realm? When someone talks to me, I all of a sudden can see in colors. I like to laugh. I really do savor every moment. What do you guys think? What do you think, Jay?
If you hinge your happiness or contentment on anything that's outside of you and your control right now, you're not going to be happy, right? So if you say, when I get to this point, or when I have this or do that, or if you have any of these stipulations that are outside of you and your control right now, what you've done is you've just taken your happiness away, right? You've made it out of your control. So you have to see what you have to work with and find your happiness within that right now. What you have now, who you are now. If you can't find that happiness now, you're not going to be happy now. So never hinge it on something that's out of your control, or in the future, or in the past, or anything like that.
Great point. But yes, be in the now, enjoy it, smile, laugh, be around people that make you feel good, be around shiny, happy people. I don't really like that song, but I like the saying. This next one says, in order to love who you are, this is a tough one. You cannot hate the experiences that shaped you. You have to become with all your experiences, become one with. Be at peace. Be kind to yourself. Be kind with your soul. You're living with you forever, right? Make peace with things. Right, Jay, what do you think of this one's really pretty meme?
Yeah, so the experiences that have shaped you are oftentimes the worst experiences that you've had. So it's the trials and the tribulations that we've gone through that have made the most out of us. When we're living the high life and everything's going super smooth, we don't learn a whole lot. So don't hate the things that you've gone through that have made you who you are. I know that in my personal experience, there's some things that I wish I could do over so badly, right? I see the mistakes in hindsight, but without those mistakes, I wouldn't have made the changes and the corrections that I did. So you just got to always keep that in mind.
Yeah, forgive yourself, right? Love yourself. Forgive. This next one says, the search for truth. Once you recognize the fact that the truth is not taught to the masses. The pursuit of truth can lead you into a path of solitude. The weak are constantly dependent on each other. If you have the strength to walk alone, if you're alone, you got the strength. You can do this. Stay on your path. Heal. Go inward. Start finding things that make you happy that you do all on your own. Jason, did you want to add to this one?
Let's see here. You know, I was just starting to...
Yeah, it's just understanding that the pursuit of truth is oftenly a lonely one. That's all it's saying.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it truly is. There's not many people that care about the truth, and once you start trying to share it with the circle of friends that you have or the family members you have, and if they don't take to it, it can be a very lonely place. You know, we've only got a few. We've got a small group, and then and we're public, so we've got our feelers out to the whole world, and it's still just a few. So I'm sure if a person's not public, if they're not on social media really blasting it out there, that yeah, the isolation can be tough.
You can do it. You can do it. You are strong enough. You are capable. There's a reason that you're going through it that way. You can do it. We are here to build a new realm, one that is filled with love, compassion, and understanding of a higher purpose in our lives. This is true. This is what we're here doing every day. Thank you guys that help. I appreciate you guys. I'm grateful beyond words for the people that help, that are helping us build this new world that's filled with love and compassion. It's a nice one, right, Jay?
Absolutely. I'm finally done with my comment, and I'm back with you, brother.
Yeah, this is just a beautiful one again about building a new world founded on love, compassion, and understanding.
Yeah, Christ's millennial reign is the new world order, the real one, not the Freemasonic Vatican version. And with all the negative traits gone, the liars, the cheaters, the stealers, the harmers, all the people that wish ill will and want to harm, you know, all that negativity gone, the realm's just going to be filled with people that care about other people and want to help other people out and love them and do things, them safe, and have experiences with each other. That's the purpose of life, not spending your time making up for all the bad things that have gone on, right?
You know, is it better to argue about the law and ask what is this and how is that about this law, so said Moses, or is it better to just go around loving people? Come on now, let's keep going. We're almost done. Our job is to love others without stopping to inquire whether they are not worthy of it. You're just supposed to love, okay? Sure, you're going to get hurt. Yeah, wear your heart on your sleeve. You're going to get hurt. Have a boundary. You know, use logic. Right? Be balanced. That's what we constantly talk about here. Take the spiritual teaching into your own heart. Clean yourself out. This is a beautiful one. Our job is to love. That's what we are. We're representatives of love, the all-powerful love, right? So it's a beautiful meme for me on Ascension Day.
Yeah, it means to all people, even the people that you don't know. So when you're at the gas station, you can hold the door open for somebody and give them a smile and wish them a good day. You didn't judge whether or not they're worthy. You didn't ask them, hey, are you a Freemason or a Jesuit first? You can still just hold the door and smile and love, right?
That's true. Very true. We're almost done. Just, I think, 3 more. This one is really important to me. This one matters a lot. And it's amazing that, again, another not named member of the team found this meme. I constantly talk about how I gain my energy. Now, I haven't read this before today. It says the exchange in befriending a tree can be felt in cycles, especially, I guess they're taking this to a 3rd, 6th, and 9th. I'm not talking about any of these numbers. I'm talking about connecting with the tree. It says here, your first option is to visualize that your energy is coming out from the top of your head, which I constantly talk about as bright white light, powerful light, right? And it passes onto the top of the tree. I'm going to zoom in here. We can get a closer look at this. It's a very interesting teaching. That's way too zoomed in. Forgive me for that mistake. So we're here on the bottom left. He's visualizing the tree being connected to his head, down through the earth, up through his bare feet. It's a cycle that's taking place here. We'll go up to the next step. As you can see here, we have these fields of energy that are around us. They start in our hearts and our thoughts. We're electrical beings. That's why I talked about tonight. I have lemon in my water, and you can also use limes and Himalayan pink salt. And the limes, it helps alkaline us. Very important thing. It says here, your aura is electromagnetic field that bends with all creation. Visualize a bright white light again around your body and also interacting with the trees. The more you visualize on the trees, see how beautiful they are. Everything about them, from their leaves to the branches, to the height and to the strength of the tree, how it sways in the wind. If you just focus on the tree, you start to feed it, and the tree starts to feed you. Simply place, then go on to the next step. You can then rest against the tree, place your back to the tree as you meditate. Right? These are all really important things. And there's a scripture where Yahawahashai went and told one of the apostles, he said, I know how righteous your heart is. And he said, teacher, how did you know that? Just from me sitting under a tree. Okay, so there's very important aspects when we start talking about the trees. Father loves trees. 2 witnesses are likened unto trees, right? Olive trees that provide oil. There's trees provided for the healing of nations. Frankincense and myrrh, we use both. They're medicine. So yes, this is a very important meme to me. Jason, what do you think of this one? Do you do this? Do you meditate with the trees?
Yeah, well, it wasn't premeditated the way it is in the meme. But so if you've ever gone out into nature and actually wanted to go to a quiet, serene place and meditate, what's happened to me is I find the big shade tree, and I go over and I sit in the shade of it, and I put my back up to it, and that's where I get into my meditation. So without having seen the meme, without knowing about this, I was just naturally inclined to do so. And yeah, so there's so many aspects to this world that, keep in mind, now I'm not recommending this as a practice, but the witches, the warlocks, all these people, they profess to be able to see auras of people, where they can look at a person and they can see an energy reading from an aura around them. You have people that remote view. You have people that have out of body experiences and stuff like that. So this world is not the physical world that we've been taught. It's not materialistic reductionism where you are just the gray matter of your brain and that's it. You are connected to this world in so many different ways, and so energetically you send off a vibration around you. I felt at the grocery store today a couple people glitch out. I thought maybe I bumped into some NPCs, but yeah, so you have an aura, a presence around you, that when you go into a room at a big party, when you go any of these things, your aura, your presence permeates the group, and there's a feeling that can be perceived by other people that pay attention. Not everybody does, right?
Yeah. Again, I just want to end cap this one with how important it is to get acquainted with the trees and nature. Everything interacts with us like this. You can feed off of it. Forest bathing, get you out there, get your shoes off, and get you some white light. Heal. This next one's a little painful. This one hurts a little bit, but it's important to be honest with ourselves. It says here, people who can't be honest with themselves may have a hard time being honest with you. Admitting the truth to yourself can be hard and super uncomfortable. Instead of accepting it and acknowledging what it is, some people will blame others, deny, and deflect. I'm sure we've all done these things. If you are waiting for someone to be accountable for something, know that some people cannot handle the truth, so they will just deny, deflect, and blame others. So I've been in these positions before, and painfully, I do introspect myself constantly. I always want to be honest. So this one's very important. It's a deep meme. We don't always want to talk just about the light and fluffy stuff here. We want you guys to actually look at who you are inside. And are you honest? Do you accept when you've done things that are wrong? Do you apologize? Do you just simply blame others or come up with excuses? What is it that you do in your life? Because I know I'm keeping a checkbox on everything I do, because I don't want to be someone that's a deflector. I don't want to deny anything, because then you just continue to do it, right? Once you own it, you can then heal it. So that's what I think of this one. I like this meme.
Yeah, if you can't handle accountability, you can't be honest. You can't have one without the other. So honesty makes you accountable, and you have to accept that. So sometimes you're the one at fault and you have to admit it, and sometimes you're not at fault and you have to stand up for it and be honest. So the truth is honesty, lies and deception are what end up when a person doesn't accept accountability.
Mm-hmm. It's heavy. Self-acknowledgement of anything that we do wrong is heavy. It's heavy. But you can put yesterday down and pick up tomorrow, because it's going to be way lighter, okay? It's going to be Saturday. I don't have to get up and do the rising grind. This one here will end it off, because it is Ascension Day. It says, quote, "And so I tell you, keep on asking, and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking, and you will find. Keep on knocking, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and everyone who seeks finds. And to everyone who knocks, the door will be opened. Yahawahashai," end quote. What do you think of this one, bro?
I am just responding in the chat right now. I'm sorry.
Well, this one's basically a guarantee. Guarantee. If you ask for something righteous, if you ask the Creator, and this was his son who he sent to die for us, and he told us, if you ask for something in your heart, you'll get it. If you want to seek, you will find. If you knock, the door will be open for you. And for everyone who asks, he says, you will receive. It's a guarantee. I guarantee you guys. I guarantee you. I put my life on it right now. And if you ask the Creator your heart for anything, he's going to give it to you. It might not be exactly what you think yet, or whatever.
It might come in a way that you weren't expecting, and it might not be the way you like it or preferred it, but yeah, everything is responded to. So from the heart's intention, from where a person derives the asking, right? That right there determines whether it's going to be served up the way they want or not the way they want, or how it's going to show up. But everything that we ask for is going to be given to us. It's just a guarantee. If you don't do the asking, nothing's going to happen. You have to embark on a path. You have to say, I would like to learn truth, and then all of a sudden you got to pay attention, because it's going to be served up to you some way, and at first you might miss it. I remember the first time I saw Flat Earth Link on Godlike Productions. Like, I skipped right over it. I didn't pay attention to it. It had to show up a number of times, and then all of a sudden the Spirit almost made me click on it, and all of a sudden, boom, I was like, whoa, okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're going to go in overtime. 3 more quick ones. This one says the spiritual truth. We'll skip that one. Kind words. Kind words. Did you know that when someone verbally abuses another person, this action can imprint spiritual scars that attach themselves to the victim? Speaking kindly, though, to yourself, or having someone speak to you with love can wash the imprint away and clean you. Some empaths can wash away imprints purely in spirit. I want you guys to hold in mind nice things. Are we speaking kindly to ourselves? Are we being patient? Are we treating everyone as kindly as we can in our path? It's very important, right, Jay? Come on.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with kind words. You're not going to get in trouble with those. So if you just speak kind words, you're safe. Like, it's one of those things where, if you remember in school, if you showed up with gum and then the teacher said, did you bring some for everyone? Kind words is like showing up with gum for everyone. You just really can't go wrong with it, right?
Bell ringer, yes. You better have some bubble gum for everyone in the class. Be kind. It's very important. Everyone. I hope you're paying attention. This last one. It says, Did you know that your food and water remember the conversations you have around them? Water holds memory. We've been talking about water a lot tonight, and all food has water content. Every loving thing you say, every argument or mean thing you say too, is imprinted into the food and water around it. This is why food tastes better when it's made out of love. I want you guys to focus this next week coming up, appreciating your food, right? And talking to it with kind words. Right? That's what I do. I practice this meme. That's why I just threw it in at the end. I want people to empower your food. May you be filled. That's what I want. I want everyone to have a good weekend. Enjoy the break. Enjoy the sun. However the weather treats you, just be good. Enjoy your moments. Find happiness again. Please be alive with me, okay? It's great. I enjoyed tonight. It was great to do Ascension night, Jason. I liked all your points. I liked how you had, some of it, you take a different angle that I don't exactly love. The way you always have these other ways where we have these kind of what we do here. And I think if Jason and I thought exactly the same on everything, I think it would be boring.
It would be totally
right? So
boring.
it makes a round conversation. I'm thankful people showed up in the chat. This chat does actually stay up beside the video. I'm constantly, asking and hoping that people, help contribute to the content, because everything that you type is a timestamp. Everything that you think is a timestamp. How you treat other people are your timestamps. So yeah, I had a great time, brother. Did you want to give like a recap of what you enjoyed tonight?
Yeah, sure. I just want to add something quick on this meme right here, that the difference between a loaf of bread made in a factory, right, as to a loaf of bread that's made by an at-home cook, right? Think about it. Just these vats of thousands of pounds of grains being mixed together in some factory. There is no love. There is no attention. And then think about the person that actually makes that dough, kneads it out, does all that kind of stuff, lets it rise, puts it in the oven. There's actual love and concern and care that's been infused into that food. So canned foods, it took the effort of somebody to prepare the food and can it, and all those things. You can feel the love that's infused into it, as opposed to like a factory made thing. So I love that. Yeah, there was just a lot of great scriptural things the whole night. Everything was absolutely fantastic. This Memes of the Week 20 has been a great one in my opinion. I don't know. Let's see. Monday? Could we possibly moving on to the next phase of this world? I sure hope so.
It'd be great, But again, my last point is just, guys, come on, live in the moment. It's pretty late. I don't know if I'm going to eat. I'm thankful again. I'm grateful that we got to spend tonight. I enjoyed the content. Give shout outs to everybody that contributed to this podcast. You guys are super in my heart. This is a team that we have here. And a lot of the members that are so helpful are silent, but I have nothing but love for all of you. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. Jason, what do you have to say now? The last song is I know that Top Gun's come out with a new movie. We're not trying to promote that. I don't know if it's good or not. It's probably not that good of a movie. Maybe it's decent, but again, this is a 70s version. We call it like 70s touch. It's like, we do 80s stuff, we do 70s stuff. This last track's called Take My Breath Away. It's a nice one. It's peaceful to, gently let us down for the end of the Friday Memes of the Week Ascension Day special. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, brother, for all your insights and the laughs too. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you for putting this together. Super appreciate it. It's been great. So we should be live Sunday night. This will be Pentecost Eve. So we'll probably be talking about Pentecost. So join us then. We'll be live on the Awake Souls channel, unless YouTube decides to give me another strike for something. But yeah, it's fun to be back here. Thank you for joining, everyone. Please like, share, subscribe. Understand that YouTube's never going to recommend any of this content. So you are the only ones that can spread it. So do what you can do, and understand that we are judged based on what we do. So All right.
said like, share, and subscribe. I'm sorry, you guys.
I did. Like, share, and
Was that
subscribe.
it? Was that your third person observer jumping in?
No, that's literally what people have to do in order to get this content. It's the only
They'll
way.
unsubscribe you too, right? Watch out for that. They do that to me a lot. I'm actually back into the positives with my subscription list. Although I've been at 5,500 for 5 years, right? 511 day coming here.
I'm a few subs away from hitting 19,000. It's only taken like the last 3 years to move a couple hundred subscribers.
That was a really fun night, brother. Thank you.
Where's the only place anybody's going to hear any of this, brother?
Only with the king of forever, Yahawahashai News Network.